What is going on, MauzyTV fam? It's your boy Mauzy from Platinum Heroes, and today, no, I have not became a ventriloque. I am not talking while not even moving my mouth. This is a recording of a ladder session that I actually recorded just now, and we're going to talk about the games and try to sort of analyze what I did right, what I did wrong, in my opinion. And yeah, for those who were actually craving for the MauzyTV comeback or redemption arc or whatever we can call it, then this is basically your time. This is your time to shine, as oh boy, I have a very special treat for you. So this one is going to be called Hero Rising. For obvious reasons, the hero comes from well, basically comes from the Platinum Heroes, right? My association with the Platinum Heroes, and the Hero Rising will be me trying to sort of grind the ladder, you know, giving you 3 to 4 games, you know, 30 to 40 minute content. Possibly, I would like to try this at least like 2 times a week, maybe even 3. We'll see how it goes. I'll try to be as consistent as possible, so that means I'm going to practice daily, and we're going to have a lot of fun with this one. So obviously I'm a diamond player. I can only improve by sort of like, you know, being very self-aware of my mistakes, as there's plenty. As you can see, spoiler alert, the third game is going to be a tragic one. So yeah, what is going to be included in this one? I would say it's going to be a mix of macro, timings, some like aggression, cheeses, all-ins, so everything, because I feel like a good player in StarCraft 2 has to have a palette of like, you know, different play styles and whatnot, so needs to have something, and yeah. Basically, enough for the intro, okay? I'm sorry, I'm bad at intros and stuff like that. So what I look at here is basically a 2x Reaper, at least from what I see. I see a command center, so I know he had to sacrifice at least the timing on the Reaper or the timing on the barracks, or he has to sacrifice the OC. I think, but I'm not exactly sure. So this early command center would indicate that, unless it's a command center first, something I did not see, and honestly I don't think it's going to be the case, because Raxes are like super standard. So what I'm trying to do is get a couple more links here, which I know a lot of people say you don't really need to. I've heard people say you don't need to get more queens, you don't need to sorry, not queens, links. And some people say you don't need spies because it kind of hurts your economy early on. But I'd rather be safe because I don't know when my opponents are going to stop. Now, the inject would be the correct call here. I'm going to pull my links onto the high ground, going to pull my queens to the third. And I'm going to try to do something, going to pull back to the spine. This drone will take the base, so everything will look quite standard. These queens are going to deal with the Reapers. And that is going to be it for the aggression. By the way, my opponent is a barcode Terran, and I'm going to spoil a tad bit. He used to be Diamond 1, at least according to SC2. He looks like someone who leaves TVTs. So I looked up his profile, and he had like fairly negative win rate. He has Diamond 3 MMR right now, which is close to mine, but was Diamond 1 at some point. So it's an interesting situation over here, because I'm quite curious if that guy leaves TVT or not. I did not bother with it. I don't really care. I'm trying not to care. And here we go with the Bailing Nest, a sort of 425, 430, something along those lines. So I try to get in between 4 and 5 minutes. And then I'll delay my lair just a tad bit. Gotta get a second gas, of course, because we'll need some more gas if we want to morph Banes and if we want to go for upgrades later on and whatnot. Gonna pull that spine away and then get a spore crawler, sort of to deal with any kind of potential banshees as a follow-up or something like that. I'm gonna try to move in. Gonna see that he's researching on a single tech lab, so he's not doing it with 2 tech labs, which kind of eases me up as it's not going to be that fast. And I see his e-base going down, oh sorry, finishing just now. So I'm like, okay, oops, that's a bit of an oopsie. Sometimes I get like random units on my control groups, and it's just my, not even my repeat rate, you know. I just tend to be super fast with putting it onto control groups a lot of the times, and I put larva on control groups, and so some drones, some overlords, something else could end up on that control group, and it's obviously not a correct one. So here we see my cat Charlie. I tried to get him down. Poor thing. He was waiting for his food. No worries, I fed him after this, so absolutely no problem. So yeah, what happens now, I'm gonna get my 3rd gas as well, as I believe I'm actually close to saturated on my 3rd base, I want to say. Yeah, I'm close to saturated, so I felt like I can take my gas. I'm going to be behind in droning, so I did not feel that safe. I see the Reaper, and I expect an attack instantly. So I tried to pull in my Banelings. That's why I had Banelings before. And I'm like, okay, should I pull my Banelings into this? Should I not? And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to have enough Lings, and I'm going to try and take this down. And then I'm going to pull back with everything. Gonna try to morph a couple of Banelings here. I'm quite late on that. Okay, gonna do that. And now I'm actually trying to do something. Gonna target down these Marines. Gonna try to use the transfuse as much as possible. I'm gonna have these 2 Banelings. These 2 Banelings are going to be pretty much enough to actually deal with this many Marines, I believe. Okay, trying not to fight off creep. So from here on out, it was sort of a sustained aggression from my opponent. I get a medevac as well. This is actually brilliant. I'm super late on morphing new Banelings, which should be a reflex because I always need Banelings. I feel like I always need Banelings, and it's sort of a mistake not to morph them instantly. And now I'm trying to get the plus on carapace as well. So my upgrades are late, but I'm actually trying to just, you know, pay attention to what's happening. Now the issue is I need to scout right now, like pretty soon, otherwise it's going to be a shit show. My 4th is complete, and honestly at this point I should think about a 5th or a macro hatch at least. And yeah, I get my my 4th gas, which could be enough for Ling Bane, I suppose. Maybe a 5th gas would be nice to get like double upgrades, you know, and sort of tech into Hive and whatnot. So I am basically going to try to take my gases, right? Okay, there we go. What I could do is, even if I don't take the base on the right side at 6 o'clock, I should actually just mine out the minerals, because it's a point of interest for N-Terran if they play tanks, which you can see later on, by the way. And I'm going to struggle just a bit, and it's gonna be a funny situation, by the way. Okay, so now I'm actually making sure that I am going to be safe, as I'll try to have spores in position. Now I see a medevac there. I mean, I see it now, but I wasn't aware of this because I was too focused on, okay, what's the next step? What should I do? What would be the most optimal? Okay, here I kind of mess it up. Honestly, I don't know why I let go of those drones. I'm going to lose them for free. I should, when I put those spores on the 4th, I should have put spores in the main as well. I should spread some creep and then move my spores towards the edge. And now I'm going to try to move down because I see units on the 3rd. Gonna go queue up +2/+2, and I'm gonna go and take a infestation pit. So I play Ling Bane usually and try to go into ultras. Sometimes I try to go into lurkers as well, but honestly I feel like, yeah, I should be transitioning to that style. But Ling Bane Ultra is such a brain dead composition in my opinion, and it works like a charm. this game is going to be a bit more difficult. I'm going to pull this in and watch the minimap here. I think you're gonna be in for a surprise a tad bit later. Okay, it was probably not now. This game was played less than an hour ago, so I still have no idea sometimes what's happening, because I kind of got to a point where the late game part of macro is like, oh, there we go. If you looked at the minimap, and I just do a crack the smile there. It's actually quite funny that I managed to like do it. But instead of smiling, I'll have less of a smile a bit later on, because I should have a circle vision, circle vision. Yes, circle vision. There we go. Apologies. So I should have a circle vision to actually see this. Okay, I see the medevac over there. I'm going to morph a couple of banelings, and I'm going right now. So I felt like I'm going to probably get that medevac out of here if I move ahead, well, in front. I could be getting a couple of overlords. Luckily that hatchery finishes, so I'm not that close to supply blocking. Obviously with Ling Bane, it's going to be quite fast to get supply blocked. And I see this and I'm like, oh shit. Okay, what do I do now? I'm like, okay, it could drop into the main. That could be the case. So I'm gonna drop a couple of spines. That's how I felt about it. So I'm not even sure. I don't think I actually dropped those spines. So that's quite of a mistake. Not sure what happened there, but I don't have time to focus on it. Oh, never mind. I did. Okay. Oh, there was a couple of drones there. So I put a couple of units onto my queen control group. Okay, I'm trying to transfuse these queens. I'm going to try to just deal with these, and don't mind that thing. There's gonna be noises because I left my mic on, so you can hear the keyboard as well, which I think is quite nice. Okay, so I tried to do like a counterattack, and I'm like, okay, I'm focused on this. I should be producing behind this, by the way, but I'm too focused on this. I cleared the whole third base. That was a lot of mules. Let's just go back just a tad bit, and let's count how many mules we see over here. So for now, I see 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mules, I believe. So yeah, 2, 4, 6, 7, probably 8. It's kind of hard to see it when they're clumped up. I should not be doing maths, but I'm gonna do it just for you guys. So okay, we're going to try to deal with this. Now I tried to grab a couple of zerglings. I'm like, okay, I need to open this path off. Oh, that was a bit of a misclick there. Okay, I'm gonna morph a couple of banelings, and I'm gonna move in hopes that there's only a couple of tanks. But okay, I'm seeing the mines, and I'm like, okay, let's bring them into the marines. So that wasn't the best trade for me, but it is what it is. I'm moving in with my... Actually, I'm not even moving with my queens. Okay, now I'm moving with my queens. I'm trying to spread some creep. And I'm not even paying attention on what's happening here, because I'm trying to like re-scout and see if he added more production or if he like swapped into something else. Okay, gonna try to get a couple of drones, and I look at it and I'm not happy that I'm seeing a 69, even though it's a nice number, right? I'm still not happy about it. Now, once again, I should have mined out these minerals. That is probably the painful mistake that I did, and I paid for it. I know there's going to be people who are screaming in the comments that I should have mined out those minerals, and I should not be supply blocked. I have AFK drones, stuff like that. Trust me, this whole thing is so intense that you can't really actually think about stuff on the go. Like sometimes you feel like that would be too much micro to do. Well, except for the injects and stuff like that. But yeah, if you feel like your macro would slip up and you don't produce units in the late game and stuff like that, it's going to be quite bad. So I'm trying to sneak a couple of creep tumors over there because I still need more money. And here I'm contemplating, should I get a couple of ultras? Probably I should have gotten up to 80 workers first and then try to go for ultras. A 5th base could be nice. Still, I should be mining out those minerals while I'm attacking even. Doesn't really matter. So I'm trying to move in. I'm trying to fight on the edge of creep at least. Now I'm moving back. I'm trying to potentially, yeah, I think I'm gonna morph a couple of Bailings. Okay, I'm going to send back my queens, and there's gonna be a couple here, but that's it. I see a couple of Hellbats, but it's not going to be too big. Now, I guess this game is basically the big mistake is not getting ultras, even though I still got this. I haven't droned fast enough. That's the main mistake. I haven't droned fast enough. I haven't gotten high tech, thus I was like behind until I won a couple of fights. And as you can see, my opponent felt pathetic about this whole thing. And I'm just looking at what happened with those tanks, because I'm like quite curious. I'm like, hey, what the hell happened there? Just let me see. Okay, I see that he's sieging up, and now I see what happened. So he killed a couple of my queens, but my queens actually destroyed the 2 tanks. I'm like satisfied with the whole thing, and that's gonna be game number 1. Oh, the second game, I believe I got the same person, and now he drops me a half fun. So now he's angry, and I also checked his profile, right? So I saw his rank and everything, and I'm like, bro, this cannot be someone who's really Diamond 3, because he was Diamond 1. So let me put it this way: you need to lose so much MMR. So let's just put it this way: a normal player would have around 50% win rate, right? 51, 52, maybe 55, something along those lines. Above that, it's like a huge win streak, or maybe you're basically playing below your estimated league, sort of.
No minerals for that.
You're like an inactive player that came back and stuff like that.
Good job keeping that money down.
Now, what happens when somebody starts leaving games? They will probably, like, for example, let's say this guy leaves TVT, okay? So this guy leaves TVT, and he's gonna rack up those losses all of a sudden, like instantly. Now what happens afterwards is you are going to lower your overall win rate as well, right? And your win-loss record is going to be kept closer. So you're going to win your TVZs, your TVPs, but you're going to be probably like 0% win rate. I'm just throwing out numbers here. 0% win rate in TVT, because you leave every single TVT, you despise TVT. And eventually you're going to like lose MMR, but you're going to win a couple, you know? For example, if you lose 2 and win 1, and then like you try to like make it in a way that it's sort of equal, you know? You have like 45%, let's just say. And then your MMR will lower, and will lower and lower and lower. But you're going to be still at like 45%, so it's going to be, let's say if you play 400 games in the season, you're going to have around like, I don't know, 180 wins and or maybe 190 and 210 losses. 190 wins, 210 losses. Alright, so once again, I see that it's a tad bit different of an opener, because now I see my opponent open up with a Marine into a Reaper.
Good job keeping that money down.
But it's still the same two racks opener. Now on this map, by the way, spoiler, I hate this map pool. I really hate this map pool. This map doesn't have a peeping pillar close to the base, so I cannot actually put my overload and be safe there to actually check for a command center, especially let the open Marine. Now I could go to the left side, of course, but I didn't want to risk it. At least I got my third base right. I'm gonna try to double tumor. Now I should move my queens further ahead, and he's going to snipe me. He's going to punish this, so I guess this is a lesson to be learned, that you shouldn't actually commit to tumors early on until you clean up the 2 rack streak. Now, Obviously my speed was late. That is mistake number one. You can see that it's 3:45 and it's only close to finishing, so I started it quite late. That's 100% my bad. I'm sending in the Overlord at 3:50, which is actually good. On the last map, I actually sent the Overlord to the north and then to the south, so that's why it arrived so late. But I still was in time to do stuff. Now I see 2 extra Raxes, which I kind of feel like I see even a third command center, so I see everything that I need to see. So he's going to sort of macro. I see that it's quite a fast third command center. I don't see a starport though. At least I did not pay attention to it, but I saw a factory, so I assume that it might just be a late factory, thus a late starport. I go for the same bailing nest around the same timing, sort of, almost, something along those lines. I went for it a bit earlier, but like, yeah, maybe I should have gotten like a couple more. So now I'm trying to get that vision circle that I've been talking about. What I could do is have a link at the third base just to see it, you know, stuff like that. So I'm not exactly doing this perfectly, but let's just put it this way. There's gonna be a worse game today, okay? And you'll have to sit through it if you want to, of course. I encourage you to sit through it and cringe with me, because it's gonna be extremely cringe. I'm going to cringe even at this game. I think like quite a lot. I'll feel about it. And I was thinking like, okay, should I actually implement that game? Like, it's so embarrassing, the next one. Then I'm like, you know what? The MauzyFam loves me for who I am. They know that there's gonna be weird and bad games and whatnot. So yeah. Now what's happening here is I'm supply blocked for an eternity, and I'm like, wait a moment, okay, I need to like, I think I still haven't made an Overlord.
Not enough minerals.
Yeah, I still haven't made an Overlord, I believe. I'm like, okay, I'm fucked probably. And I'm gonna try to cancel these, and I'm going to hold the initial attack. And there's something of a mistake that I do too frequently. Yeah, I'm trying to move in, but yeah, without bailing speed it's going to be really difficult. I pull the boys, and obviously pulling the boys as a Zerg is not exactly efficient, so they're not that great. I'm gonna send these in. Should have control click. Maybe I could have saved that one single drone as well. Now what I do here, let's just I think you won't see it. So the problem is here, this, by the way, is old drones. Let me just put it that way. I don't know what I'm doing with that drone. I'm gonna click on it for a couple more times. I'm thinking about it. Okay, what should I do? I'm going to go for a 4th base, or I'm gonna prepare for a 4th base. It's extremely late. You should have gotten it a lot faster. I'm like falling apart. Nothing goes my way. I'm like probably already like thinking like, okay, what in God's name should I do here? I try to clean it up. I try to go back to creep. I try to spread creep and whatnot. Like, this game did not go my way so far. But the important thing is that these games are going to be the ones that I learn the most from. And probably, maybe, if you feel like it, you share your opinion, and probably I'm going to learn from it as well. So I'm trying to drone up my gases and whatnot, and try. I don't know for what reason, because I could not be able to actually tech into double evo and you know, more bailings and whatnot, because I don't have minerals. So now I should focus on the minerals. I should actually drone up my 4th base and leave my gases as that, like 3 gases, maybe 4 on my first 2 bases, and that's pretty much it. Now I see this medevac coming in. Good vision circle once again. It's gonna be a tad bit awkward over here. I'm going to lose that thing. I see that there's a lot of stuff over there. Okay, going to do this, and yeah, this is once again a mistake because I have close to 800 gas. It's obviously not great. It's not looking great. Okay. I think the initial attack and that I barely survived it just put me in panic mode, and I'm like, okay, I need to get some. Look at the minimap, what's happening there. I'm like, bruh, why are my queens here? And right now, even right now, I should send my banelings towards the Hellbats, and I don't have creep here, and I'm like, oh man, nothing goes my way, nothing at all, like literally nada, nothing. At least I clean this up. I still have no answer to what he's doing. He's like picking me apart slowly but surely. I still don't pay attention to this. I lose my entire second base economy. That's 22 drones down the drain. Absolute disaster, to say the least. And I apologize that you had to see this. I am deeply sorry. As I said, this is the start of a comeback, okay? So I'm not going to find excuses, but let me put it into context, okay? Let me give some context over here. So before this session, I've been playing here and there. The daily sessions start today. Other than that, we'll see like how it progresses. If this is going to be the case 2 weeks in, like I'm going to make these stupid mistakes once again, then yeah, probably I should pay more attention in that case, or I should fix up my playstyle and whatnot. But for now, I'm going to cut myself some slack, as I feel like it's kind of natural to be super bad at the beginning of like something, right? Now, obviously, I don't play on like a bronze level, but let's just put it this way: probably right now, I'm as good as a. Well, my peak is 3700, okay, and right now I'm as good as the 3300 at best, I think, or not at best. I'll have my brilliant. My best should still be like there 35, 36, 37, something along those lines. But yeah, now I see the attack coming in, and I'm like, okay, I need to try and set up a flank. I'm gonna try to go for it, and here I have a couple of decent connections, but I literally just get blown up, and I think that's pretty much the end of the whole thing. I'm going to try and do a couple of transfuses, but yeah, I don't have enough energy. All my queens are drawn of energy, so yeah. I even mess up my hotkeys over there. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. And there's the GG. I tap out. And I guess we are going to just, you know, I'm gonna look at the whole thing. I'm gonna see his thing. You can see that I'm not happy. I felt the whole thing, just, you know, the whole situation crumbling, because it felt much worse while playing than the first game. Now I have to add the fact that once again we're gonna have Ghost River and Terran, and once again I have to add the fact that there's too many maps and not enough vetoes. So I think I veto Crimson, Amphion, and Dynasty, and Ghost River is really painful. I don't like this map, like not at all. I feel like a 14 hatch would be in order. But yeah, I haven't really thought about that much in ZVP. The ZVT is like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if this is playable. There's a couple of good tank spots for CVT as well. The map itself is short, and I'm going to quote Heroku over here. My teammate who actually helps me quite a lot in terms of, like, you know, strats and whatnot. Now, Heroku always says that the best map in the map was the one that you like. So even though it's not a Zerg map or like Protoss map or Terran map, if you enjoy playing on it, then you might actually be okay with it. So, because it matters, the mindset matters. The mindset will be really important for everything in StarCraft. So I feel like at this point I'm like, okay, not a Terran on Ghost River. And by the way, after that last game, I checked my vetoes and I'm like, do I hate Amphion more than Ghost River? And I do. It's another symmetrical map, but it's like horizontally symmetrical, you know, like it's like horizontal spawns. And yeah, I'm not a fan of it. It's kind of weird. Has like mineral walls and like lots of rocks that you need to take down, all that stuff. Honestly, same with Ghost River. I need to start taking down the rocks. So yeah. Okay, once again. But yeah, so here I was planning a bailing bust. This was a bailing bust plan. I did not pull out of gas for that matter. And I was like, okay, let's try to like make another set of lings or something like that and try to chase the Reaper away as fast as possible. Gonna have this queen over here. I should have injected.
No more from there, my slimy.
I'm gonna add the bailing nest and I'm going to pull this queen over here. Very important. I'm gonna pull this queen over here. But there's one thing that I forgot about. I think this map has like, yeah, it has 2 jumping spots. Oh no, sorry, the jumping spot is not there. Okay, never mind. So this is extremely unlucky for me. And I'm like, okay, should I cancel? Should I cancel? And I thought about, okay, I'm gonna cancel. And I thought that I'm going to like kill the Reaper and go back into a bailing nest. Now, what happens from here is straight freestyle, straight clown fiesta. Everything crumbles, everything goes wrong. I cannot catch the Reaper, and at this point I'm considering like even like tapping out or something. My third base is extremely late. Well, at this point it's non-existent. I'm like, what should I do? There's a third command center in the wall. Like, oh, what can I do? Maybe I'll send a couple of bailings and try to bust it or something, but my bailing nest was frustratingly late as well. Like, this was absolutely painful, absolutely disgusting on my side. I played this the poorest way possible. Okay, I am aware of it. Scream at me in the comments, flame me, roast me, do whatever you feel like. It's going to be a fun one, honestly. Okay, now I look at this and I don't see anything else but marines. I'm like, okay, let's try to move these bailings in. And now I see a couple of Hellions over here. And I'm like, okay, never mind. So I needed more bailings to actually bust this. I should learn stuff like how many bailings does it take to take down a command center and all that stuff, you know. Would be quite useful, I'm pretty sure. Now what I'm trying to do here is trying to recover somehow, you know, make queens, make overlords and what, not overlords, sorry. That one I forget. Well, I technically did not forget I lost an overlord, so I'm like, yikes.
Spawn more overlords. Can't build them.
Yeah, I wasn't quite happy about this whole thing. Gonna take that, and I'm like, okay, where do I take my lair? Okay, I don't want to cancel everything. Like my lair's infinitely late. I'm like, it's. I should have gotten it like instantly after the queen's pop, but yeah, I'm going to go for a 4th base, and I wanted to make an overseer, but I couldn't. So, oh man, I'm cringing so hard looking at this that it's actually extremely funny as well in some ways. So I see that Viking, I'm like, oh man, he's gonna hunt fucking overlords. Like, dude, just don't. And I move my queens there for some reason, like a Viking can just literally, you know, deal damage or something while it's in the air. Then I'm like, didn't I make like a second gas here, like something? Yeah, I guess it's whatever. Oh man, it's like, yeah, it's one of the more painful games that I played recently, and I think this game is going to make its presence felt. Finally, my lair finishes. I start my bailing speed. I have a couple of banes. Obviously, I have no idea what's happening. I did not send in my overlord. Like you can see, I'm in the dark. It's everything is so bad from me that honestly, like, there could be an argument as to why I'm still in the game.
You got no minerals. More Vespine gas.
All right, I'm gonna get that upgrade once again. Man, yeah, I'm trying not to like make it over dramatic. Maybe there's people who have worse games. Let me know in the comments if you had worse games than this, where everything just fell apart and you started freestyling and panicking and you're like being annoyed with yourself and you try to focus on the game but nothing works out and all that stuff. So yeah, so obviously he's aware of my 4th base, by the way, and my creep threat is nowhere to be found, especially not towards the 4th. I don't have lings, I don't have anything, so I'm trying to be greedy as possible, hoping that he's not going to attack. It's 8 minutes, so I feel like, okay, maybe 7:30, but nope. He arrives 30 seconds later, but he still arrives, and he's still trying to do something here. Here I'm like, okay, how do I deal with this? I'm trying to click down that Viking, and yeah. I think there's gonna be like another tank on the left side, and yeah, I think I even saw a glimpse of it. There's 2 tanks actually, so yeah. I was so not happy about this, honestly. So not happy. No worries, we're gonna see the MMR that we sort of quote-unquote start off, and we'll see if next series I'm starting from higher or lower. I'm not going to record every single ladder session, or maybe I do. No, I'm just kidding, guys. Like I need some off-cam time as well to play. Obviously, I am going to try and get some coaching from Kret, who's a 5k Zerg player, playing for Psystorm, so it's actually super solid. We already had like a session, and I tried to work on my scouting, but yeah, as a closer, we're going to have a ZVP, which is going to be quite an interesting one, as I'm gonna go for a cheese build over here. I'm like, post-youth, not my favorite map. I can still play CVP on it, but I would rather not. Okay, so that's pretty much it. So I'm going for a 17 gas, 17 pool, 18 hatchery. And once again, you'll scream from the top of your lungs. The top of your lungs, literally. As he's going to check for my base. And he's going to be like, oh, never mind. And I'm here, I'm like, bruh, he just saw me. Like, I should have waited a couple more seconds. It would have been so much better. Now my 3rd is going to be my natural, which is not the end of the world, okay? Especially if you do this build, which is going to be 5 roaches, and it's not going to be the end of the world. Now I make another mistake. I should make a single pair of lings. A single pair of lings, get a queen, and then get a roach warren, get speed and an overlord, and then get like, get a roach warren, and then get a 2nd pair of lings, speed and the overlord. So that would be the safest option, like the best and greediest way, if you can actually chase away the probe before the whole thing is done, or it's a no scout or something like that. Then the best way to actually do it is probably, I would say, probably I think this is how Lambo actually shows it. You get roach warren, then queen, I think it's speed after, and then you get 2nd pair of lings and overlord. So your timings are going to be a bit better. You hit faster. Now at my level, luckily, thank God, it doesn't matter that much. And yeah, I could have pulled my queen to the low ground, but I felt like he's gonna go for some aggressive moves, you know. He's gonna have units, gonna try to get Adept to scout with, so sometimes they send the Adept across the map and it's kind of annoying. And Queens actually take forever to kill Adepts, which is quite painful. Now it's important to actually keep up with your injects, at least to a decent level. Maybe if you miss like a couple seconds, because this is like a micro heavy as well. Well, micro heavy. Let's call it target fire heavy, and probably like target firing separate things with separate units. Now I'm continuously making speedlings, so this is a Roach Ravager speedling flood or a speedling bust, all in whatever. I take down the pylon. Now whatever he had here, I did not click on it. I take it down as well. And I should have made a 40 overload, of course, but at this point I am starting to lose a couple units and I'm just replenishing them. I should inject at this point, probably. Should pull in and just inject. That would be the optimal one, the optimal play over here. Anyways, yeah, this is pretty much it. The game is over. My opponent is going to leave in a couple of seconds, and that's pretty much it. More links come across the map, and yeah, nothing else. Try to play some kind of a macro build. Yeah, that's pretty much it. All right. Yeah, that's gonna be it. Now, you can see that I'm not a retro lock. I cannot actually do it. But yeah, let me show you the final MMR. So the final MMR, my apologies. So the final MMR will be 34-48. So for the next one, hopefully this number is going to at least stay this way by the end of the next recorded ladder session. Now, if you enjoyed it, dear MauzyFam, be sure to leave a comment. Do you like the format? What would you like to see? Maybe would you like to see some other content as well? As I'm trying to like not neglect this channel as well. And yeah, if you enjoyed it, consider liking, subscribing. As I said, leave a comment. And join the Discord. It's gonna be in the description. Let's connect. Let's have some gaming nights and whatnot. Come over to the Twitch stream. That's gonna be in the description as well. And yeah, have a good one. Have a good day. Have a good night whenever you're watching. Stay safe. Love you all. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.